Hello patrons, welcome to my first vlog post. Excited to finally get these going and looking forward to what this is going to be. I'm not quite sure. I've never really vlogged before, but I'm interested in creating some exclusive content for you guys, and this is part of that experiment. So here we are, 6 episodes into Chasing Happy. You guys have access to chapter 6. Chapter 6 comes out on Sunday. But what I thought might be interesting for this first vlog post, at least, is to kind of jump back to episode 1 and talk a little bit about that forgiveness exercise that I talk about, that is available through Ziva Meditation, and it's part of their free, the free services, the free, content that they offer. It's in their self-care center, and I'm pretty sure that's free to sign up for. So I would highly suggest going over there and checking out all the interesting articles and some other exercises that they have available for free over there at Ziva Meditation. And this is not a paid partnership or whatever. I just honestly enjoy Emily. We know each other, well, kind of know each other from like years ago in the Broadway community, and super inspired by what she has done with her meditation empire, basically, that she's creating. But the forgiveness exercise is available there in her self-care center. So at that point in the quarantine, I had received the email because I'm in the self-care center, and so I went and started exploring that exercise. And I find that forgiveness is a very interesting and compelling emotion, and I think we focus on it a lot towards others. We focus on forgiving our family members, our fathers who weren't, speaking for myself, absent fathers, or mothers, or family members, other family members, or friends, or lovers, or boyfriends, or girlfriends, or whatever, who have maybe you felt wronged by. But we turning the attention inward to ourselves and to look at forgiving ourselves, I think, is somewhat overlooked, and I feel is super important and extremely valuable in our own progression and expansion, in this lifetime, in these bodies. Especially being gay, we grow up with this certain shame just associated with who we feel that we are, who we are, and that in and of itself is something that needs addressed, and something that we as gay people should really think seriously about flowing some energy towards, so that we can forgive ourselves for the shame that was really created culturally from the collective. So, and that's something that I think we should address. Forgiving ourselves for being gay. I mean, it's not our fault. And I think a lot of us carry, a lot of negative emotion and thought patterns surrounding that our whole lives, and we don't really address that. We don't really sort of like take a moment and say, like, forgive ourselves, because we don't think we need to, first of all. But really, if we are walking through life and we're carrying all this heavy stuff based around being gay, and we never look at ourselves and say, I forgive you. It's not your, it's not your fault. I forgive you for those feelings of shame, not for being gay. We don't need to be forgiven for being gay, but we need to forgive ourselves for the negative emotion and thoughts that we generate around being gay because of the stigma and the shame that has been programmed in us through the collective and through culture and family even. So I would love to hear from you guys about how you feel about forgiveness and forgiving yourselves, and then even moving through our lives. And we learn through this whole purpose of this life is to expand and to realize and to grow, and for our souls to progress and move towards wholeness. And I think our whole lives really are about remembering who we are beyond all this physical stuff, because that's really where our eternal self is, and who we really are is that non-physical part of us. So as we move through life and we experience contrast and obstacles and challenges, that are all opportunities for us to realize ourselves and to expand and to come back to that knowing of who we are beyond all of this physical, material stuff. We make choices that are deemed by ourselves and by culture and the collective maybe as not right or wrong or morally bad. So all these ideas of how we should be and how we should act are placed on, are in our subconscious, are part of our programming. So then once we start making our choices, and if they are against the norm, if we're not conforming, then I think we do carry a lot of dark feelings and dark emotions about all those choices. And that's what is important to look at, and to start forgiving ourselves for anything that might be deemed, bad or wrong, because none of it is bad and none of it is wrong. It's all opportunities for us to grow. It's only bad and wrong based on our ideas of that. But if we take away the ideas of what's right and wrong, it just is what it is. And they are all opportunities for us to grow and learn. So the forgiveness exercise, I highly recommend. And, you get quiet, and the exercise takes you guides you through this exercise. And it's sort of like in a meditative state, a meditation process, basically. And you think of, since we're talking about it in terms of ourselves, you think of yourself, you think of an experience or a certain situation or something where you want to forgive yourself. And you think about that moment. And then you picture yourself at that age, whatever that was, sitting across from you. And you're looking into your eyes. And then from there, you then think of yourself as a super young child at the age of 2 or 3. And you forgive yourself as a young child, which is super easy. The point is, it's really easy to forgive yourself when you're 2 or 3 years old, right? And then you take yourself to seeing yourself on your deathbed when you're, hopefully 80s, 90s, much older, and you forgive yourself at that age. And the point being, how easy it is to forgive yourself when you're close to death, when none of it, then when you realize that none of it really matters. And then after that, then you come back to this part, the you, that you want to forgive, and you sit across from that person, that version of yourself, and you look them in the eyes. And that's when you say, you were doing the best you could with the tools that you had. And you forgive yourself at that time that you need forgiveness. And it's super powerful, and it's the value of going into your subconscious and facing those dark aspects of yourself so that you can lift them, so that you can release them, that's what alchemy is. And it's spiritual alchemy. And that's how we really, progress, and how we really evolve and grow in this lifetime. And I am finding such liberation in facing these dark aspects of myself. And that's really where I am in my life right now, is learning how important it is to let go of all the old ideas that I defined myself through, and how much they were holding me back. And that's what, personal limitations are. So I hope this made sense. I don't know, I'm not on a script, I'm just kind of like talking. And I think I want to wrap it up because I don't want it to be too long. But I really encourage you all to either go check out Ziva Meditation and that self-care center where you can find the free forgiveness exercise. And just start taking some time to look at your own darkness and start finding places where you can forgive yourself. And it's really important work, and I guarantee you're not going to regret doing it. Okay? So, I think that's it. I think that's the end of my first vlog post on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and for being a part of this community and believing in this message. And I hope that you find this useful and it helps you or guides you or leads you towards more healing in your own life. Okay, love you guys.